Yo, what's good, people? It's Too Busy Gaming. We're live, we're direct, and we are in full effect. Now listen, I've said this before, I know it's been a while, I've been on a crazy hiatus, but as we all know, Monster Hunter Wilds is on the horizon, which means that it's the return of myself, the videos and the content, so we're not even gonna waste any time. Let's just tuck straight in. Now, the first tip, it might sound super obvious, but play Monster Hunter World. This game, 9 times out of 10 is on sale. I think it's on sale every other week. So a lot of the time you can find it for really cheap, or if you're on PlayStation, I know that is part of the PlayStation Plus subscription package. So you'll be able to play it for free. I'm not really too sure if the DLC is included in that, but listen, going back to it, play some World. I'm on like my millionth playthrough, helping out new players and veteran players alike, doing some of the more difficult quests or getting them through the story mode, building sets, looking fancy, doing all of this crazy stuff. But there is so much content in World and Iceborne that is going to help you get used to the mechanics and just the way how the game plays in Wilds. And if you manage to get some hands-on time with the Wild beta previously, playing through World isn't going to be as much different because it is a direct sequel to that game. So any tactics, play styles, weapon knowledge, monster knowledge, a lot of that will carry over into Wilds when we get our hands on the game in February. And like I mentioned, Wilds is more of a direct sequel to World. And don't get me wrong, whilst other games like Generations Ultimate and Rise, which is the latest entry in the Monster Hunter series, you may pick up some habits that might not carry over comfortably when you get hands-on with Wilds. And listen, it is an amazing game, but quite a few of my viewers and some people within the Discord have mentioned that you may create some bad habits when you do get to play Wilds. However, don't fret if Rise is more up your alley, you like the play style, you like the art style, and some of the monsters you're quite interested in because some of them may not make it into future games. There's always a bit of a content drought when a new Monster Hunter game releases. And within that time, that's when typical Monster Hunter players tend to go back and play older titles, whether that be Monster Hunter 4, Generations Ultimate, Rise, Sunbreak, whatever it is. And that will be the perfect opportunity to just kind of dip your toes into those other games. Now, the next point is try every single weapon. Once again, you might think to yourself, well, I've got a new game. I want to try out all of the characters. I want to try out all of the moves, all of the vehicles, whatever it is. In Monster Hunter, depending on what type of play style you like to play your games, you know, do you like to be rushed down? Do you like to be more counter-based? Do you like to be more support? Depending on what type of play style you like to play as, spend some time in the training room. Try out all of the weapons. You get a base version of each weapon, so it will allow you to spend some time and learn some combos. And of course, the tutorial was really handy as well. And I believe it gives you a little video breakdown of how the weapon is supposed to be played. Spend some time in training room. Now, if you're here, you're most probably familiar with the Legends, Archetypes Gaming, and they should have some weapon tutorials on all, if not most weapons. So I will leave a link below in description. So check out their guides and also create some fun combos from personal experience. Get comfortable by fighting weaker enemies. This is a huge tip because there's some monsters that don't hit as hard and are really good intro monsters. So once you kind of feel a little bit comfortable with the weapon in training mode and you say to yourself, do you know what? It's time to take this weapon out into the wilds and I kind of want to just bonk some monsters or cut some tails or scar some fit, whatever it is that you want to do. Fight some of the weaker enemies, fight them non-stop. And it's also a good point because you get loads and loads of materials by doing so. That will not only increase your knowledge on the weapon, but also increase your knowledge and your inventory whilst fighting those weaker enemies. And there's no rule book on how long it takes for you to get comfortable with a weapon. Listen, I have played Monster Hunter since the PS2 days. You just take however long you want. I was a longsword user, then I was a greatsword user, then I was a hammer user, and my main personally, I'm a lance boy. So it's taken me ages to get there, but listen, there's no time frame on this. Like, if you prefer to take long and just be more comfortable with your weapons, just take as long as you want. Monster Hunter is a marathon and not a sprint. That is the one thing that people need to remember. Not just rush in and expect to have all of the materials and every single monster defeated by the following day. It takes ages. So like I said, take your time, take as long as you want, try out every single weapon and hunt with some other people. Now, the next point is once you feel comfortable with your weapons and you've done a couple of hunts, one thing I always encourage Monster Hunters to do is play with some other people, play with some veterans, play with some newbies, you know, test out different weapons in groups of 2, 3, 4, however many people you want to play with. Just have some fun. Have some fun online, have some fun solo, but Monster Hunter just gets even better when you play with a group. I'm currently playing through with my Discord community, just ensuring that everybody gets to enjoy the beauty that the team has released with Iceborne, and it has been lots and lots and lots of fun. Hunt some more difficult monsters, build some fun sets, and just get everybody prepared for Wilds. That is the main thing that I'm doing right now with the community, and like I said, it's been a lot of fun. Lobbies are actually pretty lively as the excitement has everybody back on World, and if you want to play in a bit more of a controlled environment, join up on the Discord. Honestly, there's loads of Monster Hunter players in the Discord, and it's one of those things where where people just want to help out. I mean, that is an amazing thing about the Monster Hunter community. And if there's some people that haven't completed the game or they're struggling with a monster, a lot of the time people just message and tend to just ask, hey, I need some help with this quest. Listen, my community is one of the best spots for that. So either join through one of the streams. We are playing Monster Hunter every single Monday up until the release, or just join up on the Discord and drop us a message. Now, a different angle with the tips, I would say this is something that it took me a little while to get used to with playing Monster Hunter World, obviously coming from Generations. This is a key point. Just get comfortable with something called the Radial wheel that is in World and is going to be in Wilds. Not just the Radial wheel, but items and also cooperative skills and items as well. These are staples in the Monster Hunter franchise moving forward. So once you've locked these in, it will make your experience even better and hunts a lot smoother. Some of the group items like life powder, ammo types, flash bombs. Once you've crafted some of these items, get them into an item loadout and build your item set from there. There's loads more, but they are all crucial to most hunts. If a monster's flying around or if they're about to fly away or a lot of their combat is based in the air, you can just flash them out the sky and then bring the monster down to the ground, which makes the hunt a lot more easier for a lot of people to pile some damage on. Now, the next point is get used to some of the monster archetypes and their combat pattern. You have things like your flying wyverns, your brute wyverns, elder dragons, and loads of other types of monsters. Some of them share quite a few moves. When helping people throughout their Monster Hunter journey, I always mention that these moves are shared most of the time, which means a Raytheon may spin in a circle 100 times and a Yankuku may do the same. And listen, a Raytheon sometimes runs 3 times and then it'll run another 3 times and then run another 100 times. And it gets us sometimes because you're just like, what on earth is this monster doing? But it works. Once you familiarize yourself with these monster patterns and also feel like you're in a comfortable spot with your weapon and the knowledge on how long a move windup may take, or if you can sheath it and then heal people, whatever that knowledge is that you've built up, you can then plan your attacks even better. And sometimes if you're playing with a team, you can strategize different combos, like lay down a trap, you're about to stun the monster, you're about to flash it, whatever it is that you're going to do. Just realizing those monster patterns will help the combat a lot. And I think for my final point, it's just have fun, man. Like, again, I've spent Lord knows how many hours across the Monster Hunter titles, and the one thing I can honestly say that I've had is that I've just had loads of fun. Given that Wilds is about to be crossplay, just makes it so much easier, I think, for everybody, not just content creators, but just for everyone. We get to enjoy something together finally, and we don't have to be on the same platform. But not only just that, Monster Hunter is just so much fun. The content that comes out after the game, the fact that there's so many weapons available for everybody to test and play through and trial, and this is just, it's a game, man. I'm telling you, it is one of my favorite games of all time. And most people that tend to jump on the game after getting over the overwhelm phase, it's just a lot of fun. Honestly, on the flip side of that, heart like there's no tomorrow. Join hunts, and if you struggle, let them know, but don't give up. Monster Hunter is all about trial and error. And if you want to hunt with me, honestly, just like I mentioned before, reach out, join the Discord, send me a message on Twitter, on Instagram, wherever. I'm TooBizyGaming everywhere. My socials are below. Just drop me a message and say, hey, I'm not gonna lie, I heard you cart a lot. I be carting a lot. Don't lie as well. I want to get some hunts in, and then we can get a team together, have some fun, join the Discord, jump in the chat, however it is that you want to do it. We can just hunt together and just be ready for Wilds, which I'm so gassed about. But those are just some of the handy tips that sprung to mind. I just thought let's return and let's try and encourage as many people that may be on the fence with Monster Hunter to jump in and have some fun. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It will massively help out the channel. And of course, I'm sorry for the hiatus once again, but we are back. Wilds is around the corner. They just announced the second beta, so definitely get in touch so we can get more hunts in. Anyway, TooBizyGaming, I'm out of it. Peace.